on Sunday, he beat his opponent, and now he wants a shot at the WCW Heavyweight Champion Booker T. 74 rating there, but then he gets interrupted by Father James Mitchell and Abyss, who say that Mike Awesome is nothing but a lucky advocate who doesn't deserve a WCW Championship match, as the Monster Abyss is yet to get his opportunity and thinks that he will be the WCW Champion once that opportunity is presented to him, or he's just going to take it. 66 rating there. And then as Mitchell and Abyss enter the ring, Rey Mysterio music hits and says he's never been a guy who's gotten an opportunity because of his size here in World Championship Wrestling, and that he deserves an opportunity to show what he can do in this world and get an opportunity to face Booker T. But if he has to, he'll go through the two giants to get to Booker. 73 rating there. And a match is made for next week by Eric Bischoff, who says, tonight in our main event we'll see Rey Mysterio face off against Abyss, and then next week we'll have a gauntlet match, 6-person. It's going to be Rey Mysterio, Mike Awesome, Abyss, Lex Luger, Lance Storm, and Goldberg. The winner of that 6-person gauntlet match will face the WCW Heavyweight Champion Booker T at Super Brawl in February. So big announcement here. We got big main event match now. We have a big match next week and ramifications for the first pay-per-view in February of Super Brawl. So lots of great stuff here. And as you can see, a lot of new faces in the main event. So that's exciting for everything there. And in a first match of the evening, in about that decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Zero Cool defeats the Nightbreed in 10 minutes when Scott Taylor pins Vampire Warrior with the Worm. Vampiro 54, Vampire Warrior 42, Scott Taylor 52, Sean O'Hare 49. Sean O'Hare and Scott Taylor show excellent chemistry. Vampiro has a little bit of a stale gimmick, so we're going to adjust him accordingly for that. 50 rating, that's fine. Solid tag team match. The Nightbreed, unfortunately, just have not clicked the way I wanted them to, which is fine. But Zero Cool is being a solid babyface tag team. I'm liking it. Good stuff. And we got a backstage segment showing Jeff Jarrett arriving to the building. People are trying to get answers from him all week, and you'll get your answers later tonight in the middle of the ring. 66 rating, so Jeff Jarrett still hasn't given us the answers, but he says that we'll get them tonight. So I'm very interested to see what his reasoning is for what he did last night to Kevin Nash. So very interesting stuff here. I think everybody's going to like the main event, I think, tonight, the ending of this show. So we'll see how this goes. And about that had decent wrestling, but little heat. Frankie Kazarian defeats Elix Skipper in 9:25 by pinfall with the Wave of the Future. Kazarian a 51, Elix Skipper a 55, 53 rating overall. Frankie Kazarian, again, still new to the company after being called up from developmental. Last week got the upset victory over Chavo, and this week he gets a victory over Elix Skipper. So positive stuff out of Frankie. Remember, he's only like 22, 23 at this time, so we're just trying to get him acclimated to the roster and slowly start doing some stuff with him. So good stuff. Backstage, we got the Militia doing a state of address in their own little locker room area. It's kind of similar to how LAX used to do their thing. And they welcomed the newest member to the Militia, saying that Guido says that there's something that needs to be added to make this a little bit more of a better group, better faction, if you will, because of what happened last night against Mike Awesome. And I brought in a new man. He's a hitman. He's not about the wins and losses. He's about just making money and doing what is needed for the group. And that man is Berlin. Now, Berlin is formerly known as Alex Wright, who was a guy who I had nothing to do for. And I realized this was a secondary gimmick for him in this game. And I was like, you know what? That could be interesting. So let's tap into that. And I brought him in and put him in the Militia. And I think that's a good thing to do for him to keep everything kind of rolling and gives him a new character and maybe some new life. He might not be in as many matches, but he's going to be someone who's going to be useful for Guido going forward. So I'm looking forward to see kind of where that goes. 62 rating, I'll take that. In a decent matchup, Lance Storm defeats Devon Storm in 6:46 by pinfall. 74 rating out of Storm, 44 out of Devon Storm. Lance Storm still got that great move. Match got the crowd hotter. 62 rating. Remember, Lance Storm will be entering that 6-person gauntlet match next week, so looking forward to that. Giving him that opportunity, possibly for the WCW Championship. Whether or not he gets it is another situation. 62 rating, good stuff though out of Lance. Love to see it, man. Backstage, Booker T's walking backstage, kind of giving, some of these guys a hard time, and Goldberg bumps into him as Booker T, kind of shakingly, stares at Goldberg, and Goldberg says, "Next week, I'm in that gauntlet, Booker. I am 5 guys away, 1 victory over those 5 men, and you and I have a date at Super Brawl." And Booker T's trying to look kind of, not intimidated, but you can tell he's slightly flustered as Goldberg walks away from him. Booker T kind of shaking his head, and you kind of can see the wheels turning in his head, like, oh, I might have to face Goldberg. So we'll see kind of how that goes going forward after next week, because if Goldberg wins, like you said, it's him and Booker at Super Brawl, but we'll see how that goes. 72 rating there. Then we get a little video hyping up the TV champion Rhino, who did win the WCW Television Championship in its first night of being in use, and the TV champion will have to be in action every single Nitro. Whether or not he defends his championship every Nitro is a different thing, but he does have to be in action. And this was not good at all. An extremely short match. Rhino defeats Chris Sabin in 4:55 with a gore. Sabin at 24, Rhino at 64, 43 rating, really disappointing, but Rhino gets a win. I just want to see kind of where Sabin was, and clearly he's not ready for the call-up yet either, but that's okay. Rhino gets a win. That's good. Post-match, Shane Helms comes down onto the ramp and challenges Rhino for a TV championship match next week, as he feels that he is a rightfully deserving rematch candidate. Rhino gladly accepts, and we have a TV championship match next week, adding to a crazy Nitro potentially next week. 56 rating there, so good stuff out of these guys. The feud continues. Backstage, Nash and Hall arrive, and they got baseball bats in their hands. Bischoff runs and kind of stops them, like, hold on. I understand where you guys are at right now, but I need you to understand. You cannot go after Jeff Jarrett until he hits that ring tonight, okay? Just for legal reasons, I can't have you attacking him in the streets or backstage here or in his locker room. In the ring, all yours, guys. As soon as he hits that ring, you guys can go on down. Nash and Hall kind of, they kind of like, oh, like whatever, Eric, whatever, but they understand at the same time. So they come to an understanding, and they say they won't touch him until he hits that ring. Bischoff at least smiles at that, and he understands where Hall and Nash's mindset is at. So clearly, Nash and Hall are not happy with what happened last night, which don't blame them at all. And they're looking for some payback on Double J tonight. 69 rating there, love to see it. And we get a backstage promo from Rob Van Dam, talking about how he did come up and retain his championship last night against Buff. He did say Buff was a solid competitor, and Chuck Palumbo though interrupts and says, "Well, Rob, how about you face me tonight and see if I'm worthy of getting a WCW United States Championship match, since you're just handing these things out these days." RVD gladly obliges and says, "I'll see you in the ring in about a couple minutes." So we got Rob Van Dam versus Chuck Palumbo coming your way right now. And about that great heat and good wrestling, Rob Van Dam defeats Chuck Palumbo in 8:29 by pinfall with a 5-star frog splash. Chuck Palumbo at 49, Rob Van Dam at 87. That a boy. 74 rating by Rob. God, Rob Van Dam is so great. He is holding that U.S. Championship. Very proud right now. Love to see it. No complaint from me there. Great match. And post-match, Buff Bagwell comes down to the ring and says that one mistake is the only reason why Rob Van Dam is the U.S. champion, and says, "Rob, you've not gotten rid of me. I'm coming for that U.S. championship, and no matter what I have to do, I will get that belt from you, Rob. You just hold on to it for now. Shine it up real nice for me, because it's coming to the best-looking man in World Championship Wrestling." So Buff Bagwell's clearly not done with his chase of the U.S. championship. 65 rating there. In a decent matchup, the Road Warriors defeat those Southern Boys in 8:30 when Road Warrior Animal pins Kid Cash with a top rope power slam. Hawk of 57, Animal of 56, Cash of 55, Noble of 57. Obviously, the Road Warriors have great chemistry. They did drop the tag belts last night to Shane and Bam Bam, so we're going to be continuing that going forward. 59 rating on a tag team match. Good stuff, good stuff. And post-match, Road Warriors want to challenge for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Shane and Bam Bam aren't even in the arena. They're on a Titantron saying that, you know what, we're not going to play this game, Road Warriors. You know, we don't want to face you again. We've already proven that we can beat you. We don't need to face you again. But the Road Warriors, however, say that they do have a rematch clause, and they will be revoking that. Once Shane and Bam Bam want to show their face here in the arena, they can actually have the match. Shane and Bam Bam say, well, we'll decide when that happens, but until then, you guys are going to wait. So 74 rating there. This storyline is going perfectly how I want it to. And it's allowing the tag team division to kind of show some depth, because I'm not using Pinpoint in this spot. I'm using, the Road Warriors, who are on their last run here in WCW, and I'm trying to put them in a good spot here. So good. Oh, God, Lord. And about that, decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Lex Luger defeats Evan Courageous in 8:22 by pinfall. Lex at 41, Courageous at 47. They don't click, which, whatever. 45 rating, Lex gets the win. This was strictly just to get Lex an easy win on Nitro after taking the loss to Abyss last night. And Courageous is just kind of a waste of a roster spot at the moment until his contract runs out. So, whatever. Easy win, not a great rating, but it is what it is. Post-match, however, we get a quick interview with Lex, and he talks about he's going to be in the gauntlet next week, and he's excited to get the opportunity to, 1, go after Abyss again, and 2, possibly become the #1 contender for the WCW Championship. Terrible promo from Lex, but that's all he kind of is at this point. He's just kind of that baby face that people are going to be going to face as they go up the ladder. So, good stuff. And about that, had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Abyss defeats Rey Mysterio Jr. in 12:40 by pinfall with a Black Hole Slam. 73 rating for the main event. Rey in 81, Abyss at 56. James Mitchell did great work at ringside. That's because he cost Rey Mysterio the match. So the way this match is going to end, it's not going to say it on here, but Mysterio's going to hit the 619 on Abyss. Rey's going to go do the West Coast pop. Mitchell distracts him as he springboards. Abyss catches him. Black Hole Slam. Great finish. Great main event. Great stuff out of both guys. Mysterio's clearly ready for that main event style. Same with Abyss. So I'm very happy here. No complaints at all. And the moment that you guys have all been waiting for this show, it's coming now. So Jeff Jarrett hits the come on down to the ring, and before he can even start talking, Nash and Hall's music hits as they come on down the ramp. But they're met, however, on the ramp by the 2 masked men who attack them with pipes and then roll them into the ring. They tie them arms behind their backs, and they give Jarrett each a guitar for both men. Jarrett swings and hits both men with guitars as they're tied up there. And the 2 masked men stand by Jeff Jarrett as Jeff Jarrett then grabs a microphone and makes the announcement for the 2 masked men as Nash and Hall are bloodied and beaten down and tied up. Jeff Jarrett announces who the 2 masked men are as Dustin Rhodes and B.G. James, and they stand tall with arms in the air as Kevin Nash and Scott Hall are knocked out in the middle of the ring at their feet. And clearly we have a new faction here with Jeff Jarrett, B.G. James, and Dustin Rhodes. 69 rating for the segment overall, but good stuff. I think we finally got the unmaskings. Lots of stuff to unpack here, and I hope you guys understand where this is going, or maybe you don't, and then you're at least intrigued. Hopefully you're not disappointed with who the 2 masked men are. But that is the end of the show. Nash and Hall are left laying by Jarrett, Dustin, and BG. Let's see what the rating is for the show. I'm hoping it's okay. I'm a little nervous, to be honest. Oh, 72. Perfect. Increased our popularity in front of 22 regions. I'm good with that. That's fine by me. This was a big show for us. I finally revealed who the 2 masked men were. And we got a lot of stuff going. We got a gauntlet match next week. We had Abyss and Mysterio in the main event. We're starting to show some new main eventers, so I'm really excited. The show is starting to progress towards that 2002 timeline now. I'm completely out of that 2001 mindset, so we're building and we're building and we're building. Hopefully you guys are liking this, and hopefully you're enjoying the series. Make sure you're liking and commenting as much as possible. I always listen to ideas. I may not use them, but I'll at least listen and see where I can maneuver them in. Again, like I said, please make sure you are enjoying this as much as you can. If you're not, please tell me and I will try to find a way to get you in on the situation. But we'll see you next time for that next Nitro, and we have a huge gauntlet match as the main event, so we'll see you there.